Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my 2012 E3 coverage for day 3, and seeing that there really isn't any conferences today, I mean there is, but it's going to be later tonight, and I decided I'm going to actually cover that conference tomorrow, the last day of E3, because last day of E3 there isn't going to be as much stuff shown, because most of the big games are already been shown, and it closes early tomorrow, so there ain't gonna be that much there. And also I have to do a few things tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be able to cover a lot. So I decided I'm gonna do that conference for Nintendo tomorrow and whatever games I get to check out tomorrow online, of course. And before I start, I want to say two things. One, you should follow me on Twitter and also like my Facebook fan page on, of course, Facebook, because both of those places I give updates on stuff. More Twitter, I give updates on videos and my opinions of some stuff here and there and stuff. I also put up some funny pictures on Facebook. If you want to go and also friend my regular Facebook account, not my fan page, go ahead and do that, so that's three things. I'll put all those in the description. And one other thing, this is the other thing, I made a playlist for E3 2012. Now, it's not my videos. Now, I put a bunch of videos of games that I saw around. Like, I saw like IGN or GameSpot or Game Trailers, whatever, or just around the internet. And it's for games that haven't really been covered that much, games that were kind of left out, or some games that were shown later on but not in a conference, some things that some people will miss. So I decided to put it all in a playlist. If you want to check it out, there's like almost like 70, maybe 80 videos there for games that haven't been shown that much. A couple of them are the same game over and over again. It's just different trailers or different gameplay segments. If you want to go check it out, link is in the description also. That'll actually be the first thing you'll see. So that's a whole playlist of videos you want to check out. I did it for me and for you guys. I did it for me just in case I want to go just have a good place to find all the videos I want to go watch. So if you want to go do that, click on the link in the description. There's a whole playlist of stuff. I might even add more, so go ahead. There'll be a bunch of stuff for you to watch. I'm actually going to start with a pretty big one, which is PlanetSide 2, which is a game that I think is free to play on the computer. I think that's what they said. And it's a first-person shooter, sci-fi first-person shooter, and it looks like it's going to be somewhat like a Tribes or a even like a Quake, where it's like somewhat fast-paced and it's going to have vehicles here and there, just like I think Tribes and Quake had. I never really played both of those games that much, but or Unreal Tournament too. I'm pretty sure. No, Unreal Tournament didn't really have vehicles, I don't think so. But whatever, it's going to be, yeah, it's like a little more fast-paced and stuff. It looks like, not really fast-paced, but it's not going to be like I don't know, Battlefield 3, where it's all slow and like strategical. It looked really, really good, to be honest. And if it's free to play, then I think you could probably play the beta maybe now. I don't know. They didn't really talk about that. I mean, they did, but I kind of tuned out after that because I wasn't that interested, because I probably can't play it because my PC isn't all that good. But it looked alright. So if you want to go check it out, I don't know, search it up PlanetSide 2. Find out if it's free to play right now, free to play beta right now. I don't know. So, yeah, that was that. Now we're getting into the interesting stuff. Need for Speed Most Wanted. That game looks gorgeous. It really does. All I got from this conference is that Criterion, they took a lot from their Burnout Paradise game, and they brought it into Most Wanted. They wanted to remake Most Wanted, just like they remade Hot Pursuit, and they wanted to make it much better. And they made it a free roam game. So that's really all I got from that, even though I already knew that from the conference. They showed off gameplay and it looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait for that game. It looks good. I never really cared much for Need for Speed, but this actually might be the first one I actually buy. Yeah, the first one. Even Hot Pursuit I didn't buy, because I was a little worried. So, but now we know what they can do, and I'm excited. So the next game was Devil May Cry, which is the new, I guess, prequel or reimagining or just redone version of Devil May Cry. I don't really know. And this is actually made by Ninja Theory, the guys that made Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, and Heavenly Sword. Enslaved, one of my favorite games of all time. I'm just gonna say it right there. It's so underrated, so good. Story is probably one of the best out there for video games, and the characters are so memorable, and the graphics are fantastic. So I can't wait for this game. I saw the E3 trailer. It looked good. It's very corny, but it's Devil May Cry. It's always been corny, and I don't know. I love Devil May Cry 1, 2, 1, 3. 1, 3, and I even liked 4, the amount I played it. 2 was a disappointment. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but compared to 1, it's pretty bad. But yeah, so Devil May Cry, that's all it's called. It's actually called DMC, but I'm looking forward to it. It could be fun. So next, they showed off some Gears of War Judgment multiplayer gameplay, which it looks like Gears of War. They didn't really show much difference to the gameplay. They didn't show any single player. I don't think they have much for the single player yet. Even though it's coming out like March next year or something like that, so they should have it done. But I don't know, really, to be honest. It looked like Gears of War. I don't know what to say about it. It looks great. Can't wait for it. I love Gears of War 3. That was a great game. I love Gears of War 2. I still have to play more Gears of War 1. Never beat it, I'm going to admit. But I love Gears of War, so Judgment, it looked like more of the same. They didn't show that much gameplay, but Cliffy B was out there, and he was all like, I'm excited. And I'm like, I'm excited too. Let's be excited together. And, you know, yeah, Judgment. That was it. Now this one I tuned out for most part. I mean, I can't wait for this game. Well, I'm looking forward to this game, but I tuned out for most of it, and that is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And they showed a little bit more gameplay than the Microsoft press conference did, which is like Microsoft like ended it with 15 minutes of gameplay. So we really didn't need to see more gameplay, but they ended with more, and it showed like this RTS type element to the game where it's kind of like how Raven Squad, that really horrible game, did, where you can play the game as the shooter and then you could go up and zoom out to like, I think I don't know, a jet or something, and just like start bombing people and stuff, and your character, whoever you're playing as, can still move around and shoot. And I don't know if that's like a certain mission you do it, but they showed that off in some more gameplay. I'm looking forward to Black Ops 2, but I don't know. It was alright. Next thing was XCOM Enemy Unknown, which is the new remake to the original XCOM game for the Xbox Live, for Xbox and PS3. And PC most likely. It's an RTS game, and I gotta admit there is some cool things that are going to this game, like destructible environments. They actually showed that off, and it's really cool. You actually blow up buildings and stuff, like blow up a hole in a building, then go through it, then try to get your enemy, which is aliens, of course. Enemy unknown. It's alien. It's spoiler. Bruce Wayne's Batman too. Spoiler. Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Spoiler. Clark Kent is Superman. Spoiler. What else? I don't have anything. Oh, Bruce Willis was dead at the end of The Sixth Sense. Spoiler. Which that could actually be a legitimate spoiler, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, XCOM Enemy Unknown, it's RTS. It looks good. The graphics are a little cartoony-ish. But it also has this other cool feature where if, like, something's on fire, it'll actually spread. Like, the fire will actually spread to other things that can actually go on fire. And that's cool, too. I'm not a big RTS fan, but this one looks okay, so maybe I'll play it. Next, they showed Skylanders Giants, which actually, they didn't show any gameplay of. I mean, they showed a little bit. Well, they didn't show it. I had to look it up. But it looked like Skylanders. They talked about all the little action figures that you can get. If you don't remember, Skylanders came out last year, and it came with a bunch of action figures that you can use for the actual video game, and you put on this portal thing, and whatever action figure you got, the character would pop in, and you could play as them. It's the same thing here, except the giant characters. And they're big, I guess. I don't know. They showed a little bit of gameplay, and they looked big, I guess. I don't know. I was always interested in Skylanders. I heard it was actually pretty damn good. Very addictive to go and try to collect all these action figures and try them all out. It was cool, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. I most likely won't buy it, but maybe I'll buy the original, because that one might get cheaper because this new one's coming out. Probably not, but yeah. Next was they showed more of Scribblenauts Unlimited. They showed off the customization of things. You can actually make your own little creature or item or whatever, and then you can name it, and then whatever you called it, you have to write it out, and then that thing will appear and you can use it. Like they showed off like a cat with a monocle and a top hat, and they called it Awesome Cat, and you just put Awesome Cat in, and you can also customize features like make it fly or make it run fast or something like that, and that's really cool. Actually, I didn't know about that. Maybe I tuned out to them saying that before, but that makes me really want to actually play this game. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Scribblenauts, but all that extra stuff for the Wii U, I don't know. Maybe I'll get it for the 3DS. I don't know. I don't know. It looks cool though. And that's the last time we'll be talking about Scribblenauts. I admit, I swear. Come on, move. Alright, next thing they showed was another 3DS game, even though Scribblenauts isn't just a 3DS game. Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate for the 3DS, which at first I thought it was going to be like a 3DS like platformer, just like, well, not platformer, but 3D action adventure game like Castlevania Lords of Shadow is. But it's not. It's actually a traditional Castlevania 2D side scroll, and it actually looks really damn good. It looks like it's going to be difficult. It looks like it actually has a pretty cool plot, very gothic, just like any other Castlevania game. It actually looks really good, so I'm actually looking forward to that. Showed off a really cool boss battle too. Next, they actually showed one of the new IPs from Microsoft's press conference, Ascend New Gods, which this one actually is an adventure RPG with light beat 'em. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It's a adventure game with light RPG elements, and it's also a beat 'em up, of course. So you just beat the crap out of everything you see. It's very bloody, and it has loot that you can get, and a main character, and the main character's name is Titan. I think they said something about, yeah, your guy Titan, he's awesome or something like that. So I think his name is Titan. I wrote this all stupid like, so I'm reading it like an idiot. It is an arcade game for Xbox Live Arcade. It was in the arcade section of the conference, so I'm guessing that means it's an arcade game, and it's very violent, like I said. And also there's a cool little multiplayer mode where you don't actually play multiplayer with a character. It's more like there's a shadow of him, and you see him fighting all these creatures and stuff, and there'll be points in the game where this character that you're playing with, I guess, kinda, can actually help you out with some things, like get you items, maybe even help you fight a boss or something. And that's actually a really cool way to add multiplayer, but not really add multiplayer. I don't know, it seemed like a cool idea, so I'm actually looking forward to that game a lot. The next game was The Amazing Spider-Man, which is the new movie-based game, and they showed this guy playing this game, and it was so embarrassing. He was really trying to play it, but he kept like whipping around, and he was stuck on the wall, and he was crawling around, he was trying to beat up a bunch of guys, and this guy obviously isn't very good at games. And from what I saw, the beat 'em up style, it looked very repetitive how he was doing it, because he just kept punching. I mean, maybe it's just because he sucked. I have to look up more gameplay, but it looked a little repetitive, but the swinging looked awesome. That spider sense thing that you can do where you can actually, I think it's called like Spidey something, I don't know, where you actually pinpoint where you want to shoot the web, and you actually like jet across somewhere, and it looks really cool. So I'm actually looking forward to this game. I don't know if I'll buy it, most likely not, but yeah, that was The Amazing Spider-Man. Sorry for that really terrible jump cut right there, but I had to stop it real quick. Anyway, the next game I saw was NBA Ballers, which I never knew existed anymore, but this isn't NBA Ballers, it's NBA Baller Beats, which is a new Kinect game where you actually use a real basketball to play this game for the Kinect. And how you do this is that you'll have symbols on the left and the right, and to do this you have to bounce the ball on the right, and the Kinect will track it, and you have to keep hitting those, and then sometimes you have to switch, so you have to do your little bouncy thing to your next hand, whatever. I played basketball when I was a kid, I don't remember anything really. Then you bounce it there, and you keep up the beat. It's pretty much Guitar Hero with a basketball, and it seems like it would be cool. The thing is, like, the guy I was watching this, I wasn't watching it with, but he was talking while he was watching this guy play, who was like a very famous basketball player who was playing the thing. But the guy that was playing actually made up a good point. Well, that's if you have a carpet on your floor, then you can't play. So you can't even play this game even if you wanted to. You have to rip off the fucking carpet. So if you really want to play, get like a really thick piece of wood or something. I don't know, like not a flimsy piece of wood. It ain't gonna bounce. Like thick, and just place it around your floor and then play this game, or just don't play it. There you go. So anyway, that is that. Resident Evil 6, multiple campaigns that you can do whenever, which was cool. So Resident Evil 6, they showed more gameplay, and they actually announced that every campaign you do, which I think there's 3 of them, you could do whenever you want. You could do this one first, that one next, and they all intertwine, which was really cool. That's all I gotta really say about that. I'm trying to actually get through this pretty quick. they intertwine with each other, kind of like how Alien vs. Predator, the game, did. But that had barely a story. So, Lost Planet 3, they showed some gameplay, and I gotta say, it looks like Lost Planet 1, which is good. That means more creatures, unlike Lost Planet 2, which I thought there was barely any creatures, and it got really boring shooting people. Here, it looks like it actually has a good story, a good main character, and more creatures to fight, which is cool. Crisis 3, they showed some gameplay from, and they talked about how it was originally supposed to be a trilogy, so this is actually going to somewhat wrap up the story, which I didn't care for the story in Crisis 2. I don't know about Crisis 1, but Crisis 2 I didn't really care about it. It could be better in this one, I'm not sure. The game looks absolutely beautiful though, and that was that. They showed Darksiders 2, and they talked about how in this game the combat is a little bit different, seeing that your main character is Death now, besides War from the past game. And Death is much more agile, he's smaller, he's a little skinnier, even though he's still tough. And he uses different weapons and stuff, so the combat is a little bit different. And that was pretty much it. The gameplay looks great. I can't actually wait for that game. It looks really damn good, even though I didn't really care for Darksiders 1. They showed more gameplay for Fable the Journey. I talked about this 2 days, the last 2 days, just like Scribblenauts, and I gotta admit, all it is this, and then you whip. And I guess it is an on-rails game, even though they said it was supposed to be on-rails, but only partly. But no, it's on-rails, and sometimes you can actually make choices here and there, like you can go this way or that way, but it's on-rails, and that's really lame. But to be honest, the gameplay itself looks like it works. The Kinect works. And it's cool to do all these magic attacks and use these like spear type things and all that. I don't know, it could be good. And the story might be good. So, next they showed the Skyrim Dawnguard DLC, which I have a lot written down here. I'm just going to read it how I wrote it. There's new armor and new weapons like new bow and arrows and crossbows, I think. New characters, of course, it's a DLC. Dawnguard is actually a fort that you actually pretty much team up with all the people inside it, and you have to fight all vampires. And you actually become a vampire, which you can do in the original Skyrim, but you can become a vampire lord, which makes you, you can fly and you could be a complete badass, pretty much. So, yeah. So, I'm definitely getting that DLC, even though I never beat Skyrim. It looks great. And, yeah. So there we go. There was the DLC. It looks great. The next game. Let me give me a second here. Give me a second here. All right. The next DLC. The next game. Oh, this game I can't wait for now. This is easily in my top 5 most anticipated games this year, and this is Dishonored. Holy crap. Alright, you play as some dude who can use all these awesome abilities to go and stealth kill and kill a bunch of people. You were framed for I think killing the queen, even though you're supposed to be her bodyguard, and you could possess creatures like fish. You can get like a bunch of different abilities, different weapons like daggers and stuff, and different abilities like you can possess people and make them like jump off cliffs and stuff and make it look like a suicide, or you can just go in there and run and gun and kill everything. It looks like an awesome game with a really cool, somewhat cyberpunk-ish look to it. I can't wait for this game. It looks so good. I mean, I love stealth when it's mixed with action, and I love when it's like a Deus Ex game where it just tells you, do whatever you want, bro, and it looks like that. So you could like jump on walls, go up, well, not jump on walls, jump on roofs of houses and scope out the place, make people kill themselves by possessing them, make it look like an accident. You could just run and gun, kill everybody so there's no witnesses. It looks pretty freaking sweet. So I can't wait for that. Okay, so the next game is Deadlight, which I just saw more gameplay of, and I don't think I talked about it that much. I'm really looking forward to Deadlight. It looks like Limbo, except more action-based and maybe more story-based. It looks really good, so that's really all I'm going to say about Deadlight. It looks like it's going to be one of the better games for Xbox Live Arcade this year. And when I mean better, I mean it's probably going to be one of the best games of Xbox Live Arcade this year. So next one is Tekken Tag 2. They just show gameplay. It looks like Tekken, so that's all I'm going to say about that. It looks awesome. I love Tekken, so there you go. Borderlands 2, they just showed some more gameplay. They talked about how some of the enemies are going to be really cool and well designed to look at. They focus more on the enemy types, and also you could actually take split screen, same local multiplayer, same TV, to multiplayer online now. So you can have a friend with you and then go online and play with another friend that's like freaking miles away from you. So that's kind of cool. They showed a Little Big Planet carts, which I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care for it. So, I mean, I like karting games, but I don't really like Little Big Planet. I'm gonna get a dislike right here. I mean, PS3, oh, that's my favorite game of PS3. I mean, every fucking PS3 exclusive game is your favorite, don't lie. But I don't care for it. But one PS3 exclusive that really got to me, I was like, whoa, this looks so good, is called The Unfinished Swan, which is an indie game where all you do in the beginning, you're a little kid and you start off in the world and the screen is completely white and all you have is this black paint. You have to like throw the paint at the environment and unveil the environment so you can progress through it, so you can see it and progress through it. And it's very hard to explain. There's other elements. It looks like an amazing game. It's a great concept and it looks so good. Like the artistic look to it. I mean, you can make the environment look like, well, you can make the environment look somewhat different all the time because you can make it, well, put some black here and here and here, and you can also find some secrets and stuff. It looks like a game that's definitely worth maybe the 10-15 bucks that it's going to ask for. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's pretty much my E3 Day 3 wrap up. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's long. Every one of these parts were long, so I'm sorry about that, but if you were coming to me for coverage, I'm trying to do the best I can. Also remember, I have that playlist in the description, in the comment, no, in the description. I got it right first. I got it right the first time. In the description, I got that playlist, so go click it and watch a bunch of trailers for games that weren't really talked about at the conference. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the Day 3 wrap-up, Day 4 coming up, and yeah, there you go, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.